I like the fact that you can draw your own stuff, but I really wish that
in Splatoon 3.
Yeah, there's a thing you can do when you walk up to people's profiles, and you can either hit fresh or report. There's no like downgrade, and the more people who hit fresh, the more they show up in like as the random people in all the servers. So, you know, like there's tons of people on the servers, but the town's only like maxed out, I think, at like 50 people just wandering around, and those 50 people have had the most upvotes of the people on that server.
Yeah,
and that means there's a lot of people who like, you know, everything they're doing, but more so, it's the fact that like I wish Nintendo gave. I guess they don't want some people to feel bad, but I wish it let you know how many people have liked the drawing you made. Because give me some sort of feedback, because damn it, you made me link it up to my Twitch or my Twitter to even have it. It was like, I just want to draw like something dumb, but I have to put it on Twitter to do it. That's why I drew I just wrote. That's why I wrote the you guys, Mario is my dad, I swear, and then did like a Mario hat and did like the big red circle and the arrow.
Oh,
that's what that tweet was.
She saw that and she's like, what is Blight doing on Twitter? I don't understand this. And then I looked at it and I was like, this is not an inside joke with me. I don't know.
No, it's just something I put on Splatoon and forgot that I did, because I would have gone to Twitter and deleted it, but by the time I did, some people had already liked it. I was like, all right, I guess I'll leave it. It's out of context as hell, but
yeah,
there it is.
He doesn't love that weird no context stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I should probably post in a Discord that we're live. Wouldn't that be a thing to do?
Oh, there you are. Okay. Yeah. You haven't shared your screen on Discord, and that's fine. But because no, you didn't.
I am looking at my shared screen on Discord.
Yep, I see it now. But for some reason, yeah, you shared it, but for some reason it never popped up. Oh. So I had to do the whole pop out thing to see there was a third screen.
Oh yeah, it does that. I don't know why. That's happened to me too, where someone's like camera will bug out and I'm like, why is so and so not on? They're like, everybody's like, yeah, we can see them, and then if I click back to Discord, it'll appear, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. Way to make me feel bad.
Next thing, Pants says, next thing you know, he'll be doing TikTok dances, cut a rug, Blight. I don't know what the context of the beginning of that sentence was.
I think because you're doing trends on Twitter now. With your splatooning.
Man.
Also, hey Stick Shift, hey Pants, hey Nick. Nick says, Jesse and Blight! Can you cut a rug? I would love to see that.
I cannot. I am not a good dancer. I mean, I'm a decent enough, we'll call it party dancer, where it's just like, do you have enough rhythm to like kind of move with everyone else? Sure. But if you were like, I want you to dance, you would be unsatisfied with what I considered dancing. Good example is what happened at the end of the Mario review. I danced to the Super Show ending,
which is an amazing ending.
I hate the fact that I didn't think about the framing, because I did the stutter step at the end and everything, but then I looked at the footage and I was like, oh right, my feet are in the shot.
It is hard to see the stutter step if your feet aren't in the shot.
Yeah, just know that's why I do a weird like double step at the end.
Oh, I'm very familiar with the double step. That's like my favorite part of that dance. All right, I like this intro.
So, the core premise of the game, is "fuck you, Dad."
Okay,
that's really the main plot line, but it's I like the game. I think you will too, um, enough to where you'll want to continue and maybe stream it on your own. But I'm pretty far in so far. Um, but I haven't confirmed this, but I think when your dad talks, he's the same guy who voices Geralt of Rivia.
No way. Oh wait,
I
in
think
the
he
games?
is. Yeah, in the game.
Oh, I thought you meant freaking Superman.
No.
Like they did not
the
get
voice.
him.
No, the voice. Because if it's not him, there's a joke in the game that doesn't make any sense if it's not him.
Or maybe the joke is that it sounds like him.
I don't know. Let me actually double check that. I'm not playing.
This looks surprisingly... Are my eyes crooked, or does this look surprisingly realistic for, like, an exterior?
Well, here's the thing I've realized lately is static objects look... It's really easy to make them look very realistic now until you get close.
Yeah, until you get close. From a distance, yeah, that looks really good.
Like, bump mapping has gotten super good in the last couple of years.
It says I cut a bunch of rugs when I bought this house. Put in hardwood. Nice. I might have to cut a rug. I bought some rugs that I think I might have to return because I didn't measure this room, and I think I got the wrong measurements. But they're like pre-made rugs, so that's easy to do. Hey, Honey Money. Not sure I've heard of this game. Well, we can learn about it together.
Now, this is probably correct, but this is probably true. I feel like I typed it right, but IMDb does not have this game on it at all.
Oh, wow. Dang, Dad.
Let's go over the basics one more time. Pay attention. First, take a basket of laundry and load it into an empty machine.
Okay. Basket.
Yes.
Laundry. Hold. So it's like a bunch of mini games, and then there are actual games that you can also do mini games on.
Any trash, pick it up and dispose of it. There's a dumpster.
Yes and no. It's sort of a do one. I guess, yeah. It's really a do one thing until the other thing can support to where you can tell the other thing to fuck off. That's really what it is. It's like at the first. Honestly, enjoyed the. I'm a weirdo, but I enjoyed running the laundromat for a while, and then like the arcade just got so involved where I was like, I don't even have time to successfully run the laundromat, and it's making me so little money compared to the arcade. I'll do like, I'm very anal about doing specific things that I've been doing, like breaking a pattern. It's not something I'm very good at doing. So every time I play, I run around and collect all the trash, and then I do at least 3 loads of laundry, because usually there were 3 loads left over from the night before, and I just want the counter cleared. But yeah, you need to go around to the right. There you go.
Ooh, a couch.
Nah, don't worry about the couch.
A perfectly good couch.
So it's all like, you know, arcade aesthetic and everything, but it's... I'm sorry, I got distracted. It's, you know, your dad, essentially, his whole business is he's an investor. And he just has a bunch of businesses, and he's constantly talks about he was an entrepreneur, and he wants you to follow in his footsteps because, whatever. And he was like, I forgot I invested in this business, and apparently the manager just kind of ran it into the ground, so he fired him. And he's like, here's your job. You're a manager of this place. You run it how you feel like running it. And I want you to be successful. And then you find arcade machines in the back, and you empty out the hoppers in the arcade machines. It's like, whoa, there's a bunch of money in here. And you realize, hey, maybe I can make more money doing this. And your dad's like, no, a laundromat's a necessary business. An arcade is not. And that's why I say the game, the whole point of the game is fuck you, Dad. Because you're trying to prove him wrong by being a success, but you never tell him you're making it into an arcade.
Oh.
I haven't gotten to the point where that's going to backfire, but I'm certain it will.
Hey, little lionhead.
Like, it's really fun. There's a lot of just so there's a lot of I'm trying to describe this game in with words that aren't gonna make you immediately go, oh well, I don't want to do that then, because micromanaging is the proper word, but it's more fun than that. I would say strategic business opportunities.
Ooh.
Where you think about how an arcade actually runs, and at this point it doesn't really matter. But when you start expanding, it's like, hey, you can change the amount per play and the difficulty. So it's like, hey, if this game's really popular, people will pay more to play it more. So I'm going to make it hard, but I'm also going to make it 50 cents. I'm going to make it 50 cents a game. So people will really enjoy the challenge, and they're going to keep, no, this is going to beat me. I'll just put more quarters in. Versus one that's like mildly popular, so it's like $1.50, but it's like set around easy, and your PDA you have will tell you, like, when you mess with those, like how much money per hour it makes. But then you start getting to like a more meta level of it, where it's like, well, this game isn't popular. This game is popular. If I put it next to the popular game, more people will play that while they're waiting for the other one.
Oh,
so
wow.
It'll increase its profit.
Yeah, that's like legitimate business stuff.
Yeah, that's actually really, really neat. And the more you play the game, the more it doesn't really explain it in a real world scenario, but the way I've interpreted it is, the more you play the game, the more high scores there are for other people to try and beat. So you affect how popular it is as well. And then there's goals. That's really just for the gameplay. There's no real reason that they would make them more popular, but you can do like specific goals. But they're all the arcade games are either hybrids of two other arcade games, or they're kind of comedic references just to other games. Like there's the three games you have currently are this one, there's one called Wood Gal Adventure, which is a kind of a hybrid of three games really, but it's Bejeweled, it's Cooking Mama, but it's also like a Final Fantasy game, because it's like you're wandering around and you have random encounters of people who are just like, hey, yo, you make pies? It's like, sure do, dog. And then you just match fruit together, and your score is like, it's called the yumminess meter, and at the end they're like, that was great. Here's a star, and you need like certain amount of stars to like cross a bridge. And it's actually really fun. That's the really interesting thing about this game, is there is such a variety of arcade games that it actually, there's an incentive for you to play them. That I've actually gotten to the point where I really don't worry about the laundromat anymore, but I was doing like, okay, this day, mostly laundromats and maintenance. If a machine breaks down, I gotta go fix that, but I want to get a bunch of laundromat success. But then the other days is like, fuck the laundromat today. I'm just playing games because it's going to make the games more valuable. But there's some great ideas for arcade games in this. The other, like for example, the other one you've got is a combination. I don't like this game, I'll be honest, but it is a neat idea. But it's a combination of Pac-Man and GTA.
What?
Yeah. So
I've got to play this.
Yeah, it's called Racer Chaser. So you're driving around, and instead of little pellets, they're money, and you're trying to collect all the money before the cops catch you. And when you hit a power pill, you turn into a tank, and you can just run the cars over. But the reason it's interesting is if you know, a ghost catches you, instead of you just dying, you hit the ground on foot, and you carry a boombox, and you can like fire music notes back at the cops to like stun them. But if you outrun the cops long enough, you can find another car and keep playing.
Remember to remove the cash from the token machine regularly and put it in the safe.
All right, so here's.
Also, it took me a while to realize that there's a map in the bottom left. So pressing A will shoot the thing at you, or shoot the music note out, and if you hit a cop, it'll stun him.
Oh, I have A is boost when you're in the car too.
When you pick up that lightning bolt, it is, but there's only one per level. So if you face the cops, see now they're stunned, and you can run. If you run towards that arrow, it'll that's where a second car will be.
Oh, okay. Hey, feel the music, coppers.
Exactly. And then yeah, so it's like a
oh shoot.
It's a Pac-Man game with opportunities to keep playing after you've been caught.
That's super cool. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I got the cash out of the hoppers, but it still says collect cash from hoppers. Do I need to do it out here too?
Yeah, there's a token hopper in the front too.
Okay. Nyla says, "Hey Jesse, I just want to stop by, show support. Can't stay because I gotta work overtime tonight. But remember, don't let your dreams be memes, and keep on keeping on. Oh, don't let your dreams be memes. I like that. Thanks, Nyla.
That's a pretty good one.
Also, mentioned the Birds of Prey movie. I freaking like that movie, and I don't understand why people dunked on it.
Birds of Prey.
Yeah, the Harley Quinn movie that came out 2 years ago.
I liked it, but I felt it kind of dragged on about after the midway point. It was like, okay, so this is something that I do need to explain. It's not a puzzle of trying to solve the code. That's just telling you how many more turns you need before it opens. Because when it opens, it doesn't make like it doesn't tell you that you deposited money. So it's really confusing, but when you do that, all the money you have on you gets deposited, and you can't spend it on more arcade games unless it's in the safe.
Okay.
So, at 11 o'clock, it does military time, by the way, but at 11 o'clock, your business closes. But at 2 a.m., the game, says it's past 2 a.m., go home.
Yeah.
And you can't collect any more money. So, but I would say once you get your business rolling, it's something you really need to consider, but at this point you won't really have a problem with it. But typically at 11, that's my moment where I run around and collect all the money from the hoppers and do any last minute laundry if I feel like I need to. Because when your business closes, no more people come in, so no more revenue gets made, but you still can mess with stuff. After 2, you can't, and you'll have to wait till the next day to buy anything. No penalties for that, but it's just like if there's an arcade game you want, those get delivered the following day, so you'll have to wait an entire business day to order it.
Got it. Ooh. Strike Gold?
Strike Gold is
Stack Overflow.
Stack Overflow is
That's really funny.
Migo likes that game a lot. I'm not a huge fan of it. But Strike Gold is Drill Dozer.
Never played Drill Dozer.
Okay. So I don't really know how to describe it, but it's you're kind of digging down. It's not like Dig Dug.
I've seen it, but I've never played it.
Okay. It's like the similar color dirt will combine, and if you hit that one, the entire block goes away. But you I don't know if this is the same in Drill Dozer because I haven't played that one either. I've seen it. Um, you have an oxygen meter, and you can like if you drill through rock, you can, but it causes more oxygen to leave, and it's uh, I mean, it's like describing an arcade game. It's really hard to not just go like that's just what it is.
Just do thing.
Yeah, just do a thing. The cool part is it doesn't cost you anything to play your own arcade games. Yeah, that'll happen. Just so people don't actually get in your. It's a person. That's just the way the game gets rid of them, so they're not in your way.
Oh no.
You want to do at least if 2 of the highest ones will get rid of the gum.
Oh, I thought I was trying to get it in the green.
No. Yeah, it's not very broadcast, but the cool part is it doesn't cost you any money to play your own games, but also, even though your games do start over like an arcade, cabinet. If it has any progress, it'll save that progress, even though it starts over.
Oh.
Like in Woodgal, any stars or anything you collect, when you come back, you will start at the beginning, but you'll have all those items. So it's not like why would I keep playing this if I have to stop and go do laundry?
Yeah.
But you'll get eventually a sit down racer. That when you buy upgrades for your car, they'll stay. So it's like, oh, do I save this for the next time or do I buy it now? It's like, go ahead and buy it now because it'll be there when you come back.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah, it's a bunch of just neat ideas for new arcade games, and I really enjoy it. My 2 favorite games are a Missile Command game, which the name doesn't have anything to do. The game itself doesn't have anything to do with Red Faction, but the name does because it's called Communist from Mars, and it's a really fun. I like Missile Command, so it's just a really fun game for me. And this other game called Blockchain, which I'm sure there's a puzzle game that's like it, but I've never seen one, and it as someone who's like really used to playing Tetris, it took a lot of time to understand what I was supposed to actually do. But once you do, I really like it. And that's kind of the cool part is you don't have to play any of the games, but the games you do like are only going to get more valuable the more you play them. So, like, if you really want to maximize everything, you can make yourself suffer with a bunch of games you don't like. Or you can just go, this game's not going to make me a lot, and I'm fine with that. This game will, because I'm playing it a ton.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, I've got a few games that make me at least $150 a night, and I've got some that make me $30. But I have so many that I usually make over $2,000 a night. So it's like, and the more you play, the more money you earn. If you buy all of the inventory of a arcade, which is for right now is just 2, the store, you'll have the opportunity to expand the store, and each time you do, like, it's neat. I like it.
But what happens when you expand the store?
So in story, your sister works for City Hall, and she gets like permits. She can work around permits for like why you need to like knock down a wall and expand like the back room. And she's like, yeah, you should tell your dad you should tell Dad it's to put more washing machines in, but it's arcade cabinets. And eventually your you might go beyond the building. I don't know. I haven't yet. But eventually your building is like 10% laundromat, and then the rest is an arcade.
Sounds like the best kind of laundromat. Mostly arcade.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I've been completely ignoring chat because I've been just ranting about the game. But it's been one of those obsessive games.
Uh-oh, I don't know. Oh, there it is. Ooh, ah. I almost had it. I'm gonna beat it. No. Okay. Oh, I gotta go around. Oh, I boosted right into a wall. Not helpful in getting away.
Like, so you could eventually open a cannabis shop in the back. Maybe. I don't know, actually.
Hey, it's legal.
Yeah. Well, not in this year, but hey, you officially played this game more than I have because I've never gotten to the second day.
Wow. All right. Well, I'm gonna back out because I want to try this Cooking Mama game.
Yeah. If you hold down select, you'll bring your watch up and see the current time. Yeah, you're good.
What's cooking? Here, taking princess cake.
Like, did you ever play Super Mash? I don't know what that is.
Oh, okay. So you gotta swing it. Got it.
Yeah. I completely understand why Bejeweled was so got that like such a huge level of just like an addictive game.
Oh yeah,
because like it's so satisfying when you get like a chain and it just like that.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, the cake slices, whatever direction you move them, that entire row in that direction will disappear.
Oh, okay. This sounds exactly like a mobile game. It's like whimsical music.
What it sounds exactly like is some of the battle music in Final Fantasy VIII. And that's always been funny to me because I'm one of the rare people who actually enjoy Final Fantasy VIII.
I think I know people who like Final Fantasy VIII. I've heard people that love it. Think?
You might be thinking of me, but
other people too.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it's FF8 was good. I always like it, and yeah. See, whenever I say that, everyone's like, "Oh, I love Final Fantasy VIII," and it's like, yeah, I do too. I completely get it. The internet disagrees entirely. We're that side of World of Tanks where it's like the numbers dictate. Oh yeah, 1 in 4 people play World of Tanks. And it's like, I don't know a single person who does.
Not a doggone one.
Yeah, they didn't like the draw system. Okay, there is one complaint about 8 that I completely agree with. That story is dumb. That story is so dumb.
Oh man, do I even want to ask what the story of 8 is?
I mean, it's a typical Final Fantasy story. There's an evil blah blah blah. But yeah, it's long enough. Spoiler alert, whatever. But like everybody in the main cast grew up in the same orphanage. And it's like they all forgot because they use summons. It's the most like, you didn't have to explain this because your explanation was dumb as hell. Like, you could have just also not all been orphans together. Like, it's so stupid.
How did they forget? Wait, how did they forget they were orphans together?
Because the summons called Guardian Forces, or their GF, their big monster GFs, uh, I forget the exact wording, but using them too much can cause long-term memory loss.
I just want to
And it's
say,
like-
Big Monster GF is very different than what I would expect out of Final Fantasy.
I mean, that's what they are. But yeah, it's a really stupid story. I love the characters though, and all the cutscenes. They're great.
One of them wears jorts. I know that.
Yes, Zell. Zell is literally he is the 90s. I was gonna say he's like what Japan thought the 90s in America were, and it's like it was actually.
Yeah, that's
They
pretty accurate.
far off. It was more like they were ahead of the game, and that was America in the early 2000s, where they were like, "What's the Millennium style gonna be? I don't know. Let's mash everything together from the last couple years."
All right, I can catch the bus to go home. I guess I would have put this money in the thing first.
You can. It's 20. If you don't put the money in, it'll still be in your wallet the next day. It's just you can't spend it. That's all.
Oh, okay.
There's really hardly any penalty of like leaving whenever you want, except for whatever you were going to do before 2. You have to wait till tomorrow. That's it.
Oh, okay.
Those though will result in a low rank laundry thing, and you'll get $5.
That's mildew. I'm gonna wait on these machines. I've done that.
Yeah. So if you leave laundry on the counter, it doesn't count towards your rank. It's just if you start them and you don't finish them quickly, then your rank will go down. But if you don't start them, it won't matter.
How much time do I have? Minute. Play some table hockey.
Honey Money said earlier, people tend to dislike Final Fantasy IX, and I love that game. I have never played it, but I've heard that opinion a lot. And it's like one of those things that, looking back on it now, that's the Wind Waker of Final Fantasy, where everyone's like, I hate this art style, so I'm not going to try it.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be really good, but just no one cared.
I borrowed Final Fantasy IX from a friend like a couple of years ago to play it, and I was really enjoying it. I got a few hours into it, and the game bugged out. Like, the disc was scratched, and so an area wouldn't load, and I was like, oh, well, this was cool. Maybe I'll be able to play it someday later.
Yeah, that's a big problem. I have a soft spot for Final Fantasy VIII because that's the first and technically only one that I ever actually finished. I think I realized, I don't know when, it was fairly, like, within the last 5 years, but I was trying to play some other Final Fantasy game. I was like, I've never played this one, and then I realized, like, I think this falls into the category of games that I like everything about it except playing it. I think I love the Final Fantasy world and music and characters and story most of the time, but playing it is so much work.
Yeah.
I can't. And that's why any media that I can get those stories from in a different way, I will always prefer it.
Watch someone else play it.
I mean, yeah, but even then, I don't know. I actually I played the Final Fantasy VIII port on Switch, and I got really into it for a while, but I started getting to those points in Final Fantasy where it's like, hey y'all, this story ain't as deep as you think it is, and I really wish we could get on through this.
Don't you understand? Kingdom Hearts.
Oh no, that's I mean, if you want to open that can of worms, we can. I'm always down to talk about Kingdom Hearts.
That's one where I feel like it's like, wow, you really think this is doing something? And I don't hate Kingdom Hearts, but like after game 2, actually partway through game 2, I was like, yeah, I'm good on this.
it's completely stolen joke, but it encapsulates how I feel about that game, and I've told it to you before. But a YouTuber that me and Migo really like, when they started playing Kingdom Hearts 2, the first thing he said is, I hate this stupid shit, I can't wait. Kingdom Hearts 3 is ass, yes.
Oh, is it really?
Well, there are good things about Kingdom Hearts 3, but as a die-hard Kingdom Hearts fan, I will probably never play it again. I played it all the way through, and I was just like, yeah, that one's not gonna happen again.
Aw.
I like a lot. I feel like Kingdom Hearts 3 is maybe the biggest example of lost potential in that whole you can't do anything. It's past closing, or it's past 2 a.m. So you should just take the bus.
Is it okay if I leave?
You can't.
Can
I mean,
just leave
they'll
these
just you'll get a C rank tomorrow, but you can't do anything about it anyway. So you might as well go.
Oh.
They'll be dry by when you come back in. That's all that'll happen.
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts 3 was one of those games that while playing it, it was easy to be in denial that it was better. But after playing it, it's like, yeah, I can't be in denial enough to pretend like I want to play it again. Now, 2 is my favorite, and 2 is definitely a story where it's like, oh, this story is so stupid. I love this. But the problem with 3, I think, is, well, a lot, but they tried to pack everything from all the Kingdom Hearts, like all the mechanics they introduced in other Kingdom Hearts, into 3, and then add to it. And everything they added was like, look, this is already a mess. Don't make it a crowded mess. Although I did really like the mechanic where the Keyblades had like alternate forms, and each one was unique and gave you like a different gameplay style. But I really just don't understand why they went, okay, what have we done in the past? Okay, we've done the Disney worlds that ultimately don't matter. What do we do with this one? How about we just focus on Pixar? I don't know who stepped up and said that. Probably Disney. And they were like,
Disney.
They were like, okay, so like, what? Like, I don't know. We're gonna have like a Disneyland, and like that's the new Hall of Bastion where the Final Fantasy people are. Oh no! You're not allowed to put Final Fantasy people in it. It's like, what?
They're
like
totally
a big part of the
missing.
story. Yeah, they're a big part of the story. Where'd they go? I don't give a shit where they went, but don't put them in there. And it's like, why not? Which is why I'm really glad of I'm really happy with what I've seen of 4, because it really looks like 4. They went, yeah, fuck you, Disney.
Wait, there's
We
a
don't
Kingdom
care
Hearts
anymore.
4 in the works?
Yeah, have you not seen the trailer? It's like anime as hell now.
No.
Which normally I'm like not about, but this time I'm just like, I didn't see Mickey Mouse head except for on the end of that one Keyblade, and now I'm totally fine with that.
Wow.
And the only time you see Donald and Goofy, Sora is nowhere around. And I kind of hope that the premise of that one is they got separated and Sora is in the, like, I've wanted this since 2 didn't do it, but I've wanted them to take the Square Enix side of it, and make those into worlds.
Yeah.
Like, that would be cool.
Because then you could have, like, Dragon Quest World and Final Fantasy Worlds. And
yeah, the what
Tomb
Nick is
Raider
pointing
World.
out, the some of your supers, your like super powerful moves in that are literal rides from Disneyland, and that was too much.
Yeah.
There was some that were okay, but for the most part, it's just like, I don't want to use these, and so I didn't, hardly ever.
Yeah, they look
But,
like too spectacle. Like, oh, that's a neat idea, and then, like, whoa. But I gotta say, Nick the OG, why is it not showing up on here? I gotta go on the thing. There we go. It's a cheer 200 bits. Thanks, Nick. It says I got a hefty raise at work because I've been there 6 years this week, and I'm super awesome. Share the spoils. Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, it's good to hear that.
Freaking good work.
It's always nice when it's always nice when a company like rewards somebody just for sticking it out.
Yeah. 6 years and you're awesome. Good on them for giving you that raise to keep you around.
Man, speaking of like raises, it's not really a raise, but I can't wait. I payday is tomorrow, and I cannot wait for that because much like a really cool scar, how I hate getting it, but I love the result. This next paycheck is comes from the week that on top of the extra overtime I normally work, I also had like 2 11.5-hour days. So it's like, yeah, I'll get rewarded for that finally.
Oh, your overtime check?
Mm-hmm. Those are always nice. It's like,
okay.
oh man, that bike crash sucked, but check out this cool scar.
Oh boy, I did this wrong. I like this music on this game.
Yeah, the game has really good music.
Less with the noise, but
I mean, you know, it's an arcade game. We can't have it all right?
I guess that's true.
But it would be nice to have some.
I don't know how I feel about enjoying this game.
Yeah,
I feel like there's something wrong with me for liking this.
no, it's totally fine. Like the stack up kind of games are fun, but to me, it was just sort of like there was always other games I preferred to play in the arcade, and this one I was just always like, I'd rather play something else. I just couldn't get into this one all that much.
Fair. Oh, wrong one. I don't know why there's like ducks and cars going by in the background. Oh, that's the wrong door. I'm salaried, no overtime. Sorry. Do I like WarioWare? I freaking love WarioWare. Money, money.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that new WarioWare is on Switch. Yeah, Miko has it. It's pretty fun. I think WarioWare it's really weird because it's like it should be the opposite. I think WarioWare is like just doesn't mesh well with my ADD. Because after a while, like once the mini games just become like a rhythm, you're just like, I'm gonna put this down, and then you just don't pick it up again.
Maybe if you played Spookware. I have not played Spookware.
Spookware sounds like the dishes and cutlery you can pick up at a grocery store around this time of year.
So what, like half our dishes are?
Yeah, and like
Spookware.
the two plates that Migo got at the grocery store the last time we were there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they're black and purple with ghosts.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
I know. I feel like it's one of those things where it's like I never consider myself goth, but I look at the colors I have and I was like, maybe. It's like I never cared enough to call myself goth. Well, does that not make me the most goth of all?
Oh, look at this high-tech thing that they're doing. Look at this strat.
I was gonna say that's bugging out. The one. Well, it's not the one, but one criticism I will give this game is it's got some bugs in it, and it has there's a couple physics games in it that they don't really work that well, but it's like, I'll give you a pass. You had to make all these games. I don't expect you to spend, so much time to make sure that that when you get a pool table that it feels right.
Yeah.
I'm slowly gonna turn this house into goth. Now that it's Halloween, soon I can decorate and take them down after, and just never take them down afterwards.
Yeah.
Migo, we still have like one of those Chinese lanterns that's purple and black with bats all over it that we put up like 2 years ago and never took down.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. We live in a neighborhood that last year, Derek and his girlfriend came over to hang out with us for Halloween. We were just like kind of drinking and like they had never seen Trick or Treat. Or maybe that was you. No, that was 2 years ago. We did the same thing with Derek and Nia. That's why it's hard to remember.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we did. I just realized that. It's almost like a tradition now. We have to invite a different friend couple every time who've never seen Trick or Treat.
It's a pretty good Halloween tradition.
But like it was Halloween and I had like a knock on the door and I was like, what the hell? And I completely forgot it was Halloween because like our neighborhood is like, who the hell's trick-or-treating here? you don't do that here. And it was one kid, so like, I don't know. I figured like, hey man, I was like, you hit the jackpot. You're the only one who came, and I just like gave him like half the bowl.
See, and that's why.
I mean, yeah, he lucked out. I just hope that everybody else was that nice. I can't imagine, but... Migo, I don't hate this choice.
What choice?
Of slowly turning the house goth.
Oh, yes, please, do it.
Stick Shift said, I could see Blight doing a Robert Smith cosplay. I am almost sure I know who that is.
But
I definitely don't know what he looks like.
I think that's the lead singer from The Cure, right?
Okay, I don't know. But also, I definitely don't know what he looks like.
Do I have $500 yet? No, I don't. Okay.
You have 455. You'll have 5 by the end of the night.
Also, I think it was earlier, someone said goldfish can solve puzzles? Or solve mazes?
Look, and horses can be trained. It don't make them smart.
I mean, that's still impressive.
It's impressive because they're so dumb.
Also, goldfish, way more adorable than horses.
Yeah. They're not
Much
colossal
better.
monsters that we've lied to ourselves about.
Oh man, Migo talking about being goth in high school. So, like every other time I wear trip pants in public, someone. Oh my gosh, this is some.
You gotta be quicker.
Oh, I have to do it twice. Okay. Someone will be like, whoa, I haven't seen those since my sister's girlfriend's friend back in high school, or like some like weird, like multiple points of.
Yeah, multiple
of, like,
points of separation.
Yeah, where it's like my sister's.
It was definitely not
girlfriend.
Me.
Right. It's like in high school, like, wow, that's a very clear memory for something that didn't seem very significant. Like that it was that far removed.
I for some reason thought that was gonna end like a oh man, I love this comedian. I can never remember his name. He's the one who goes fuck that guy and fuck everybody like it.
Tom Segura.
Yeah, Tom Segura. I thought that was gonna end like the Tom Segura joke, where he was like, "I like shoes. Do you like shoes? Let's fucking party." Like, what do you want me to do with that information?
I love Tom Segura's.
I do.
He's really funny.
6 degree Kip Bug, which I have not seen in the chat before, says
hey,
6
Kip
degrees of goth Kevin Bacon.
6 degrees of trip pants.
Goth Kevin Bacon. I see, now it's my goal to think of another name.
For Kevin Bacon, but is a gothy sounding name.
Yeah, something like that. Nah.
I got nothing. I'm trying.
Joe Flapjack. Sure, Discordia. That's fine.
Why not?
Kevin Brahmin. See, I think when I hear Brahmin, I think of the cows from Fallout, so that don't work for me.
I do the same thing. I was like, you said that, and I was like, the cow from Fallout?
Yeah. Which I'm sure that's a thing. Like, that's where the name comes from, something, I would guess. But I never thought about it till now.
Yeah.
Kevin Dracon.
Oh, Draken? That is pretty good.
All I can think of is kettle bacon, and that just sounds like a meal. So you guys take over. I'm bailing on this one.
I don't know what kettle bacon is.
I'm just thinking of something dark, like kettle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not good. See, that's what I mean. That's all I can think of.
I'm gonna say, if someone was like, if kettle bacon was on the menu, you better believe I would try it though.
Yeah.
It sounds like kettle corn.
I mean,
bacon.
very rarely have I ever had something cooked out of like a cast iron kettle at like a campfire that was like, this shouldn't have been cooked in this.
Yeah. Oh, this made it worse.
Yeah, it's never made anything worse. Like, even completely burnt, sometimes, like, it's somehow better.
Also, kettle corn, fantastic.
Back to vampires, but K-Vane.
Ah.
Yeah, I'll say good effort, Discordia. That's a little too vampire, but I like where your head is.
It's a stretch that we appreciate.
It is. Yeah, the toilet rarely breaks down, but your watch will tell you when you got to worry about it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say the game is automated, but you don't have to try and remember a lot of stuff, other than like, hey, don't get too distracted by a game.
Got it.
But
I do have some clothes in the wash or in the dryer.
Yeah, your watch will go off when it's time to dry them.
So if I leave a game, do I lose my progress entirely?
In this one, yeah, but in others, kinda, not really. Like for example, there's a game that's basically, I made a game with zombies in it.
Oh, nice.
But it's called Zombat, and you gotta, like, every time you kill a zombie, you get like 1 coin, and when you go to the shop and spend the coins, it's really kind of like Killing Floor, where you buy better weapons, but you don't have the weapon. It's just a new thing that the zombies can drop randomly.
Oh, okay.
But when you leave the game and come back, you don't have to buy them again. Once you buy them, they're just in the game now. But you do start over from the beginning each time. I don't know what to call that. You're not really losing your progress. Zombat. Was that a Pokemon? It should have been.
I can't get around this building.
Well, neither can they, for some reason.
Well, that's good. Bought me some time. Hot take, I hate popcorn. That's okay. More for us. Also, you've never had kettle corn, Honey Money? It's delicious. It's just dessert popcorn.
Yeah. It's like kettle corn is I'm trying to think of something else that's similar.
I don't know what else is similar to kettle corn.
No, similar to the point I was gonna make, but
Oh, okay.
I guess this is the only one I could come up with, so bear with me. But kettle corn is a lot like honey mustard, where it's like I wish I had a different name because there's a lot more that goes into it than that. It's not just popcorn made in the kettle. Because like anyone who's never had it, it's like kettle corn. Like, what's the big deal? I'm not gonna have that. And it's like there's more to it. Like, you know, they add like a sweetness to it.
Yeah, it's very sweet.
It's not literally just cooked in the kettle. I mean, I guess sometimes it is, but that's not when we talk about kettle corn. It might be that way when we talk about kettle chips, though.
No, kettle chips are outstanding. They are the best kind of potato chip.
No, I agree. I'm just saying those actually just might be cooked in a kettle.
I think there's more to it because I think it's a thicker cut of chip too.
I kind of just imagine one of those big industrial like rotating kettles, but it's like cooked like naan bread. They just take like potato and just thin potato and slap it on the sides and just let it cook. Or that's not naan, is it?
I don't know. That sounds good though.
They throw it, they stick it to the side of a clay pot on the inside, and it's just like a big flame in the middle cooks it. Is that naan? What is that? That's something.
I don't know.
It's really good though.
Also, cashews better than peanuts? Yeah, I agree. I mean, I like peanuts, but I like them both different, but I guess.
I gotta say, I used to love walnuts when I was a kid, and
Yeah.
I had some recently, and like, this is wood. I think my taste had changed intensely.
You don't like the taste of wood?
I mean, not when I'm expecting something else, no. Naan bread is super good.
Oh, I had naan for dinner. Yeah, naan is outstanding.
Yeah.
So that means it's midnight 30 now.
Yes.
All right, so these should be done before we close.
Okay, so this is how you see the washing machine. The time on the washing machine is, you know, in real time minutes and seconds. But the minutes and seconds in the actual daily in the actual like world is every 1 second in the game translates to a minute on your watch.
Okay.
So if it's like, you know, midnight and something has like 3 minutes left, you're not going to get it done in time. What are you doing?
I don't know. I was trying to bring my watch up and it keeps fading.
What the hell? Oh, I know why. Are you just clicking the select button? Nope,
No.
You're not. I don't know what the hell was happening.
Yeah, I was trying to check my watch. Yeah, that's what's happening. No, don't play it. Get the money. Peanuts, walnuts, and these nuts. Both of these. That still cracks me up that I did that. Whoop.
Oh yeah. Man, that was so fun when we played What the Dub last week. I forgot that's what we were gonna play this week until I mentioned this.
Yeah, but you seemed excited to play this, so I was like, yeah, sure, we can play this.
Yeah, I just wanted to. I figured you would like it, so I was like, yeah, just, you know, kickstart your introduction to it.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I can't. No, I can't empty it. Okay. All right, well, I guess I'll go.
Yeah, basically when it says close, you can't interact with anything but the stop sign or the bus sign. You gotta press A while looking at the route thing. I don't know what to call it. That.
Okay. Cool.
This may come as a surprise to you, but I have never really done public transport, so I don't know how bus stops work.
Yeah.
I mean, I know how they work, but I don't know the intricacies of checking for the bus schedule.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. And also, we're at the bus system, from what I've heard, not great, not super reliable, not the most amazing.
The one time I've used public transport because I'd never done it, and I was like, yeah, is when I went to Seattle, and I was just like, I've never done it. And Seattle had a subway, so I was like, let me check that out. And I thought I knew what I was doing, and I wanted to go to the Space Needle, so I went for what I thought was the train that was going south, but I went for the train that was going north, and I was like, well, I'm here now. I guess I'll just look around to see if there's anything up here, but that worked out for me because I did not know that Bruce Lee's grave was in Seattle, and I got to see that because I took the wrong train.
Oh wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool grave, which is a weird thing to say, but it is. God, maybe I am more goth than I give myself credit for.
It's pretty cool.
I was like,
pretty cool
I think
grave, dude.
Graveyards are cool. I don't know.
They are pretty neat.
I will. One bit of advice I will say is it is a good idea to, before you do anything, clean clean your business.
Yeah.
Because you will get a cleanliness bonus for your daily earnings. Because if you have a clean building, people will want to stay in it.
Oh, okay. Which is weird because I cleaned it before I left last night, and it was dirty when I got here, which means people came in while it was closed and made a mess.
Yeah, that part doesn't make any sense, but I guess they wanted to make it to where, like, hey, at the beginning of the day, you can decide to clean it now or later, but just know that people won't make it dirty as the day goes by. So if you get it done, that's the only time you have to do it today. That's what I think they did. The reason I think they did that.
Oh, do people not make it dirty? I kept checking it like it was gonna get dirty.
No, they don't. Once you pick up all the trash, that's it for the day. So it's like, that's why it just gets dirty at the beginning of the shift. If you bring up your PDA though.
Yeah.
Other one.
Oh, is it start? Yeah, it's start.
Yeah. Go to arcade management and click any game. I'll just show you because this is kind of important information. So goals are the little achievements to do to make your game earn more money.
Oh,
but if you go back to machine settings, that's where you can tweak the difficulty and price, and you'll see hourly or income per hour. And while you mess with that, it'll go up and down, and you just try to like make it as profitable as possible.
Oh, that's cool.
But you can see the itemized things that are making it value, because right now its overall popularity is 44, and it's like you've done 2 successful goals in that. You've played it a lot, so it's adding 4. The location bonus is 3. Fame, I don't know what that is. I've never noticed that before, but that's the cleanliness bonus. Is the I guess you don't have to 100% clean it, but if you don't clean your building, that won't be there.
Not good. I do want that there. Also, Nick the OG cheered at our 200 bits and saying redistribution of wealth.
I'm a socialist.
A socialist.
I missed Kip Bug's joke, but I really like that.
Oh, what's the difference between beer nuts and deer nuts?
Yeah.
Classic joke.
I'd never heard that before.
You haven't?
No.
Oh,
there's a lot of classic jokes I've never heard. Which is, I have noticed, is a delight for a lot of people who like, I like this joke, but everyone's heard it, and I usually haven't. So they get to see someone's genuine reaction the first time.
To a joke that's like decades old to them, that everyone else has heard. Where is that bottle? That's a different bottle.
So, as the game progresses, your dad will start giving you to-do tasks. And for some reason, he gives you pounds instead of dollars. And that, I don't know why. It's just a different currency to earn. The game really doesn't try to justify it. That's just what he's doing. But you'll unlock an eBay on your computer, and you can use that to buy upgrades. Like, you can get a bigger... This sounds so unnecessary, but it is very nice. You can get a bigger trash bag, so you can get all the trash in one go. You don't have to keep running back and forth to the dumpster. You can buy new sneakers that'll let you sprint.
I'm a domesticated man. That does sound good.
Yeah, but you can... There is a perk you can buy where it's glasses, and it lets your eyes zoom in. Don't waste your money. That has yet to be useful. But if you manage to save $420, you can hire a assistant manager who I don't know if he has a character model or anything, but from his description on the eBay, all he does is he empties the hoppers for you, so you don't have to like stop what you're doing and worry about it. And also every night you don't have to worry about missing one. Yeah, I like this game. There's not much to it.
Just try not to get crushed.
Yeah, and you want to collect gold while you go down, because that's how you'll buy upgrades. And one of the goals is to buy all the upgrades. But they're really useful. Like one of the upgrades is a hard hat, so it'll give you one extra life, and that's one of those things that once you buy it, you just have it.
Oh.
You don't have to like buy it every time. Yeah, this is neat. This is a really good game. But I'm trying to think of the names of all the games that I really like. There's a DDR machine you can buy, which is... It's DDR. It's fun, but it's never as fun as playing it in person.
As DDR is.
You do get darts, which... I had no idea the actual rules of darts, and now I know them, and I appreciate that game more, but imagining playing it in real life, darts is so hard. Because I had no idea that the last, you know, when you play like, what is it, 301 or something, where, you know, it's the first person to make it, their score 0, and you're just like taking off points for where you hit the thing, but your last hit has to be in the doubles or the bullseye.
Oh.
So those little like colored slivers that are in all the wedges,
Yeah.
just the ones on the outside. The ones on the inside are triple. So it's like, I didn't know that, and I was so far ahead of the guy. I was like, yeah, and then he beat me, and I was like, what am I doing wrong? Why can't I win? Darts was banned in England in the 50s because it was considered gambling/game of chance. So in a trial, the defense brought in a professional to prove it was skill and not chance. Yeah.
That's super interesting.
I like that. I think it was America, but probably not. But I like that's similar to why pinball was invented. And it wasn't just because originally it was like some game of chance where, you know, the ball would just roll through stuff and then it would land on a spot, and then it was literally just gambling. It was like, where's it gonna fall?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like, oh, you can't. This is a gambling game. Gambling's illegal. Can't do that. And so they just installed 2 paddles. It's like, it's not gambling now because you can hit the ball back up and try to get it where you want it to go. And now it's just a game. And that's all they did. It's like, now it's a game. We've turned it into a game. Fuck you. It's not gambling anymore. And they were right, because it's not gambling anymore. And it's just like, I don't know. I've been weirdly obsessed with game history, like video game, board game, all that stuff lately. And particularly litigation during the early days of video games, because I love the Wild West of old video game era, because so many lawsuits of ridiculous "you can't do that shit" dismissed because they went, well, there's no law that says you can't right now. So he didn't do anything wrong. Now he can't continue doing it because now there is a law, but he's not getting. You're not getting back pay for your losses. Sorry, they didn't do anything wrong at the time. Now if they keep doing it, that's a problem.
That's wild.
Yeah. Really interesting stuff. I've also just, I don't know, video game history is very cool to me.
It is.
So much neat shit.
Also, Mick, thank you for the Ko-fi. I appreciate it. Uh-oh. I gotta go through this rock. Oh, you only get 10% for oxygen?
Pants. It is Billy
Eilish.
Don't tell me. No, don't tell me.
Billy Ray Cyrus.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know this. I know this name.
Gilly.
It's a name I always.
Billy Mouth Bassfish.
Billy.
Big Mouth Bass.
Shit.
Billy Clinton. Billy Corgan. Nice one. He was like partial owner in a wrestling property for a while. I think Impact.
I could never remember his name when I tried. Billy Mitchell. You're right. I looked.
Billy Mays here.
I imagine Billy Mitchell is a douche. He I mean,
Who's
his
Billy
entire he was the guy who was like the world champion of Donkey Kong, and then it was revealed like way later that he cheated.
Yeah, I feel like everyone who, and like editing is a big thing that you can change kind of how someone appears. But like, yeah, I've heard everybody that watched that documentary were like, yeah, that dude seems like the biggest dick.
You know, the thing about Billy Mitchell is whether or not he's a dick, probably. That doesn't surprise me. But the whole thing, like, he'd take his win away. It's like, who cares? Like, it's been so long. The only person who gives a shit is Billy Mitchell. Like, just...
Man, you don't even think Billy Mitchell's mom cares.
She's dead.
Well,
probably. She's a skeleton. It don't matter. I do like the fact that the only other famous thing he did is he made a hot sauce.
He made a hot sauce?
Yeah, he made a hot sauce. It was like, this is the Billy Mitchell brand hot sauce, to which most people said, who?
I can
It'd
jump.
Like, yeah, when you, well, you can't jump, but when you're on a block, if there's a 1 pixel block next to you, if you continue walking, you'll step up, and the extra jump lets you go up a stack of 2 instead of just 1.
Oh,
so that little climb.
Wow.
Yeah. It comes in handy when there's a stack up of 2 rocks next to you, because otherwise you're just trapped there. Like that right there, you could climb up and not worry about it. So every time you hit a rock, your oxygen goes down much faster. So yeah, just make sure you're aware. Yeah, this one I got really addicted to for a while, until some other games came to the arcade.
I mean, it is Mr. Driller, which I hear is a pretty fun game.
Yeah. But yeah, I just, there's so much neat stuff in video game history. Like just the things that people don't think about now that had like a huge to do. Like, oh yeah, the D-pad. And yes, a lot of my stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of my stuff comes from me watching the Video Game Historian, which is a great YouTube channel. If people haven't heard of him, but he is if you're looking for someone who just has a lot of content and a nice voice to like fall asleep to, give him a try. You'll wake up knowing stuff that no one cares about. But it is neat.
Even you won't care, but you'll know.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'm just. I wish I had more interesting facts to say, but I kind of blew that the last time I talked about him, because like my favorite stuff I already talked about, like the whole Donkey Kong lawsuit.
When Donkey Kong became a lawyer, canonically, and sued Jumpman.
I like
Did I already have to do this? Yes.
There's also a pretty fun audiobook to listen to if you have a stomach for, or if you have an interest in, again, video game history, but also have a good stomach for just cringe writing. Give the audiobook of Console Wars a go. I highly recommend that. That was talked about on Video Game Story, and I was like, that sounds like something I'd want to read, but I don't like reading. So I got the audiobook, and man, if I read these words, it probably wouldn't have been so bad, but listening to other people say them, like, it's just like, oh my god.
Like what?
So it's a, I don't know what to call it in book form, but you call it a docudrama.
Oh yeah.
But it's about Sega's lifespan, and so it's about their formation into their entry into the video game industry, and their eventual loss to Nintendo. But it's that whole war with like Nintendo, because they were their only competitor once the video game market came back, and so it's written like it's a story, you know, and there's a lot of this dialogue definitely did not happen, but what they're talking about did. Like, I can't remember off the top of my head what the context is, but I just recently watched the Gaming Historian's video on that book, so I was reminded of the thing. I was reminded of the line, but it was they were talking about Sonic and how he's the first time Sonic sold better than a Mario game, and they're like, oh, looks like there's a new hero, or looks like there's a new hero out there. It's like, somebody better tell the princess or something. It was just like that. Nobody said that.
That's stupid. Somebody definitely said that, and somebody remembered that.
I do believe that this dialogue happened though, because apparently the naming of Tails was a very strong disagreement between Sega of Japan and Sega of America, because for some reason Sega of Japan was like, everybody's name has to be a pun or weird, or because that's what people like. And they're like, no, the whole reason Tails' actual name is Miles per Hour was a Japan thing. And the dialogue that starts the chapter about that is and so slammed his hands on the ground, or his hands on the table, and said, I will be dead and buried before his name is Miles per Hour.
That's pretty funny. Hear that Brian David Gilbert Sonic Religion? It's a good video.
That is a good video. I think a lot of that stuff is in that book too, but apparently the Sonic Bible is not for the game. Apparently, that was for the what they wrote for the the cartoon in the Archie comics, which was also ignored, but I still love that line. Where is my Sonic game with a quilting circle? I think about that all the time. Not all the time. That would be an insane thing to say. But
all the time.
Yeah, Tails has another name. It's I wonder if that pun comes across in Europe. But it's miles per hour, so it's miles per hour.
Oh, I guess it would have to be kilometers per hour. To make that work in Europe. I mean, I'm sure they know what a mile is, though, so it probably still works.
Yeah, but it's not in
Not the same.
It's not in the forefront of your thought. So if you read miles per hour, it's like, oh, that's just a name. Then you read it out loud, and it's like, oh, I see. I still love that Archie was canonically hunted by a predator.
Oh, here I am talking about how profitable those games can be.
But yeah, your dad is all about like, nah, I don't even care. This is the point where it becomes fuck you, dad. I've seen that skit about brainstorming the creation of Sonic. I've seen several skits about that subject. I don't know which one you're specifically talking about, Owen. But I do love the creation of Sonic because, man, that first concept is so far off the mark. But the seed of the idea is there. I still can't get over the fact that I thought it was a placeholder name for a long time, but apparently the creator of Sonic really, really wanted him to actually be called Mr. Needle Mouse. And it's like, why the fuck would you think that would stick?
Mr. Needle Mouse.
Mm-hmm. He had a human girlfriend that I always want to say is Pauline, but that's Jumpman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's going to be also in Super Strikers?
He looked more like an actual hedgehog with a cowboy hat, I think. But here's the weirdest thing, and I don't understand where this comes from, but it is written and proven that this is true. When they were coming up with Sonic's personality, they wanted him to be a mix of, I want to say Michael Jackson. I can't remember the other person, but I remember the other person 100% is Bill Clinton. And I don't know where that part of it comes in, but that's what they wanted. By a group's called Beast Comedy, called Mr. Needle Mouse. I'm going to have to watch that because I have not seen that one out.
Stickship saying that there's got to be a Sonic tribute game called Mr. Needle Mouse by now. Mr. Needle Mouse by now. It seems like somebody should have.
There's probably a ROM hack of the first game where it's just Mr. Needle Mouse. Also, I have to find... so there were 2 video game movies that I found that didn't count, but I'm thinking about making them count by making them a double feature we watch one night. Because they were both under an hour. But the original Mario anime movie, where Luigi was blue, like on the old boxes in Japan, and the Sonic one, where Tails is for some reason 2 feet tall and has a cowboy hat. And I want to watch them. Yeah, Sonic was supposed to have one glittery glove. I actually think he was supposed to have a glittery glove.
Wow.
I don't know about the saxophone part. And I'm not sure on the facts about this, but I keep hearing that one of the games, and I think it might have been 2, that Michael Jackson did the music for or something, or like a
3.
song. Was it 3? Okay.
And I think they had to remove the songs that he did in the like subsequent re-releases and stuff. Like I think Origins has his music removed. I think. I could be wrong.
I mean, that would make sense. I know I played 3 because we had a Genesis back in the day. And I know I actually played 3, and I can kind of remember the music, and it's like, it's one of those things like, yo, did you know Michael Jackson wrote this? It's like, it doesn't sound like his music, so cool, I guess.
Yeah.
You'd be like, this was written by Bjork. Like, okay, I
Sure.
guess she wrote this. It doesn't sound like that stuff, but that's fine.
Yeah, sometimes it is really weird when it's like outside of someone's normal stuff. It's like, I mean, you could be lying to me and it would be just as plausible.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like you could be lying, but you could also be telling the truth, and it doesn't really affect that fact either way for me.
Like, I'm not gonna more or less believe it.
Dr. Robotnik was originally supposed to be a protagonist depicted with like pajamas, which you see the design is adorable. I have seen that design. Squid Face Julian.
Wait, what was that?
Robotnik was originally supposed to be a protagonist, which his original design, he had like pajamas. Which I have seen that original design before, because after I watched the BDG thing about the Sonic Bible, I was like, I want to see if this is true. And it is. But there's more than what he talked about.
Wow. Also, hey, Squid Face.
Bjork did the soundtrack for some Icelandic ice fishing game. I thought you were going to say Bjork did the soundtrack for the original Ice Climbers. Because that's a fun rumor we can start here.
Oh, yeah. Let's start it right here.
Yeah.
Bjork did the soundtrack for Ice Climbers.
Spread the word. Turns out Bjork did the soundtrack for Ice Climbers. And you can say she used her alias, whoever the actual person was.
Or at that age in gaming, it might be like, yeah, and she had to go uncredited.
Yeah, because she was too young. It's like it's like a Steven Spielberg story. She just walked into Nintendo one day and started hitting a keyboard, and Koji Kondo went, "You got something, girl." I think Koji Kondo was a composer. I'm pretty sure I got that right.
Maybe?
I think he was. I think he was the composer for Mario. I hate I hate the fact that I clearly have the ability to study hard and remember shit, because all the stuff I know right now after like really diving into video game history and like having to like do my own actual like work. But I think about how much I struggled in high school. And I'm just like, come on. I could have tried harder, I guess. Bjork just designed the sprites for Final Fantasy II. I like that.
Oh, hey, Tommy. It's 2 a.m. here. I must be alone. Nice to see you as well.
The game says if you stay too long after closing, you'll pass out. I've yet to do that.
Oh, there we go. That's the big damage.
Oh, let's see you, Tommy.
Hi, Tommy.
I'm sorry. I'm jumping back and forth on chat here.
How dare you?
I know.
Oh, I did that. Okay. Oh, more trash. Ooh, it's freaking wraiths coming in at night, leaving trash.
Funny says Bjork was in the movie The Northman.
Was she really?
Really good movie. Everyone should watch.
Or is that another Bjork lie that we're doing tonight?
I believe that one.
Why can't I pick up this one Pizza King box?
So that is a bug. Sometimes you can pick it up, but sometimes you have to look like above and like off center. The reticle doesn't always find it, and you have to like finesse it. That is a strange thing that'll happen. Like sometimes, a lot of times for me, it'll be garbage that's on that middle counter there, where I'm looking right at it and it won't highlight, but then I look like above it and then it'll highlight. I don't know why. There's something going on with the hitbox there. Not a huge role, but a speaking role. Did she take apart a TV and talk about how it looks like a little shitty?
I don't know enough about Bjork. Because everything I do know about her makes me really like her, but I don't know that much.
That's the opening line to your new documentary.
About Bjork?
I don't know enough about Bjork. And then you just get some, like, The Office style, like, intro music. And then it's like, so I set out on a quest to find everything I could about Bjork.
Wow, that sounds like real serial podcast material.
Beethoven was Bjork's biggest fan. I feel like I get that joke, Migo, but I don't fully get that joke.
She was a seer, so she spoke like one of those. Oh my gosh, I want to see Bjork as a seer. That sounds like an appropriate use of Bjork.
Bjork was on Space Ghost. There were a lot of people who were surprisingly on Space Ghost. I always find it interesting that the very first appearance of the Aqua Teen Hunger Force was on Space Ghost.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they looked way different.
What did they... Was it like a show concept at that point, or was it just like...
I don't know.
In development?
That's the thing. I don't know, because it was a good couple years before it came out, if I'm like putting that math together right, which is unlikely. But yeah, it was definitely back when they were like superheroes, and then in the pilot they were detectives, and then after that they were just people living in a house, which is the right way to go.
Yeah, I heard like totally cited rumor that the first episode, the pilot, they had to be a hero because they like a superhero team, because they wouldn't let them make a show about weird people hanging out in a house together. And then after they got greenlit, they were like, sweet, now we can do the show we want. Which was nothing like the pilot. Which is fair, because that pilot, not actually a very good episode.
Oh, it's not.
Also, have you ever seen the pilot of Venture Brothers? Not the first
episode.
I haven't. The pilot. It's awful. Like, watched it and I couldn't believe A, that that's the show that came out of it, and B, that it got greenlit from that.
Yeah. That's always the interesting thing, is when you see a pilot and you're like, this sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad the show was good, but like, how did this come out of that?
Okay. Oh, I should have went that way. Dang it. Oh, I could have went across it. Ugh. I'm bad at Mr. Driller.
Is it Mr. Driller? I said Drill Dozer, and I feel like that's also a game, but I think it's like the sequel to Mr. Driller. I don't know.
Ni no Kuni 1 is 80% off on Switch. What's Ni no Kuni 1?
It's the first Ni no Kuni game.
Oh, dang, you got me there.
I feel
Straight
like if
roasted.
that's the game that's like the art's like Studio Ghibli inspired or done by them. I don't remember. I know I heard the plot of the second one and I was like, all right, that's really weird.
Oh, I heard a boop boop. I gotta look at
Okay,
it.
first one was done by them.
I gotta check this boop boop. Aw, Squid Face. Giving Kofi because says, "Cause you're awesome." Thanks, Squid Face. Squid Face and Mick. That's two. Oh,
well, that's a pretty good reason to do it.
It just certainly makes me happy. Somebody think, "I cool." Is it the one with the Ghibli?
Apparently the first one is. The second
Okay.
one's not by Ghibli, whatever.
I am addicted to this game. I never played Mr. Driller, and
I know.
if
a
I
very
did, wasn't there? No, it was the game was called Nothing Can Stop Mr. Domino, not Nothing Can Stop Mr. Driller.
Man. It's No One Can Stop Mr. Domino.
Oh, no one can stop Mr. Domino. Got
And
it.
I know that because Derek had it, and I've played it, and that game is bananas. Between us, Derek and I have two very rare games, and he has that one, and I have Mr. Mosquito, and they are both nonsense games that are very interesting.
Bjork negotiated the peace treaty that ended the Russo-Japanese War. That's true. Also true. Squidface says Aqua Teen Hunger Force ran so Rick and Morty could do cocaine.
Pants, you played Mr. Mosquito?
What
That's
is
a-
Mr. Mosquito?
Man, there's a lot and also not very much to unpack there.
Yeah.
But Mr. Mosquito is a game where you play as this little like robotic looking mosquito, and you're in this Japanese family's house during one summer, and your whole goal is to dodge obstacles and like cruise missile onto specific spots in their body and suck their blood. That's it.
Okay.
The game is insane, and it's very rare and probably hard to get your hands on, and I don't know. PS2 is a difficult thing to emulate. I think.
Wait.
Other people who know computers probably know it better.
I thought it was a PS1 game.
No, that's No One Can Stop Mr. Domino. I think
Oh.
Mr. Mosquito is a PS2 game.
Oh.
But it's just look at the cutscenes. It's a wild game. Because like it starts with just people like, oh, I think there's a mosquito in the house, and they can't kill it, and it starts driving the family insane because it keeps avoiding them. To the point where, nah, I won't spoil it. You should just watch the cutscenes.
How, if I look up Mr. Mosquito movie on YouTube, like how long of cutscenes am I going to be looking at here?
Probably not as many as I remember, but still a surprisingly long amount. Like, I remember there being a lot more cutscenes, but I'm also remembering the gameplay. But the cutscenes are not that long, but pretty more, a handful more than you would expect, I think.
Oh, is Stick Shift saying Jack did a stream of Mr. Mosquito on
Back in the
pre-recorded?
pre-rec days. Oh, did he? Was it just Jack, or did he do it with Rich? Because I can't imagine Rich having the patience for that game.
Maybe it was just the one.
Maybe. Pan says, Blight, I used to work at GameStop in college. I took all the weird games to give them a try. Fair.
Ooh.
And also, sorry.
Wait, what are some of the weirdest ones that you tried, Pants? I want to know.
I'm trying to think of the weirdest ones I've tried,
Yeah,
and I imagine Pants has also tried them.
Because after Death Trap Dungeon, like, it's just reinvigorated my, like, oh man, I love those freaking weird games.
Well, if you like weird games, do you like challenge with your weird game?
Depends.
I'm just like off. You got your weird game, and I'm here with the pepper grinder of challenge. Like, how much would you care for?
It depends on how fun the challenge is. I guess, but like fun is very subjective.
That muddies the water a bit, because I was gonna suggest you try Guitar Man.
That's
Or
definitely a
Guitar
name
Man,
I've
whatever you
heard.
want to call it. Yeah, you have. It's quite a game. What is there's a game that Derek or Eric really liked, and I don't remember what it's called, but I absolutely remember that one of the enemies was like, okay, so picture Tails, like how Tails flies, but instead of tails, it's just like a lady with big boobs who spins her boobs.
What?
Yeah, I cannot. What is that game called?
Sorry, but we need to find out.
Yeah.
Actually, Bjork made that game. I don't know if you know that.
She did.
Picture it, Sicily, 1938.
Guitar Man was cool. Guitar Man's hard as hell, but it is a trip.
What is Guitar Man?
It's a early rhythm game. It was a I don't know if it came out around before or after Parappa, but it was it could be considered a competitor if it came out around that time. Oh god, now I have to look it up. What was that game called?
It's a man playing a guitar. Ooh. All Dreamcast games were wild. I remember playing the one where, what was it, Toy Commander? Where it's just toys. You're just like a toy plane and a toy tank, and you fly around. Or drive around.
Army Men?
No, it was different than Army Men. Because there were the Army Men games.
Oh, by the way, the game I'm talking about is called Stretch Panic.
You know,
and it was a PS2 game.
That seems like a very fitting title somehow.
And it's weird. There's so many like games that I'm remembering where it's like I wish I knew how to emulate a PS2. There's like more to it than I'm willing to do.
I think you mean there's more PS to it.
Oh shit. There's a lot of people know the game Brave Fencer Musashi, but there's a sequel, and I didn't know about the original, and I played the sequel called Samurai Legend Musashi, and that game is weird, but I really liked it. And it's probably one of those games that it'll be like, it's probably one of those games where it won't be as bad, but it'll be the same kind of effect as going back and trying Alone in the Dark. We're like, I don't know why I love this game.
Mm-hmm.
I can't defend it other than just, I defended it for this long, I might as well keep doing it.
Feel like it's part of my personality now.
I've heard, Honey Money, that it's easy, but every time I look up how to do it, it just crosses that line of I'm not aware enough of computer stuff to do it. Because I haven't found one that wasn't like, you also need the actual disc. Like you can, it's like, yeah, you could turn your computer into a PlayStation, but you need either the PlayStation hardware, something, or you need the disc itself. Which it's, I don't know. I've had people do stuff like that for me, and I don't know what they did. And I have broken too many computers thinking I knew what I was doing to warrant trying that again.
What? Nope.
Mystical Ninja Goemon on the 64. I have seen people play that, and that looks like one of those games. Like if I was playing it, I probably would find it very fun.
We actually have that game.
Goemon is a character in Lupin the Third. Goemon in Lupin the Third is Goemon the 13th, who is the descent of the guy that Goemon in that game is supposed to be.
Also, canonically, York's child.
Yes. I'm looking back on the chat when I was looking up. There's a Chameleon with Super Cool Snowboat Kids was awesome. Space Station Silicon Valley. I don't know that one.
Oh, Silicon Valley? Not Silicon something else.
I have no idea.
I am working this laundry place, but I'm secretly opening an arcade in the back, which is supposed to end up making more money than the laundromat. It's our dad's laundromat.
Man,
Yeah.
if I can make this emulator work.
Because I'm like 17.
If I can make this emulator work, I actually might stream a bit again here and there, because I'm thinking about all the PS2 games where it's like, I don't think anyone cares, but I want to share them. One in particular that got brought up on, I think, your stream or Honey Money's stream, but Dark Watch.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really want
Dark
to
Watch.
showcase Dark Watch. Dark Watch is really fun, but it is a very try-hard story, we'll say that.
There are people. They disappear when you get close to them. I don't know why.
They pixelate out of existence.
Sometimes they come back. Not always.
Yeah, the BIOS. That's what I didn't understand that I need. Yeah, if you can send me that, Honey Money, that'd be great, because that's the part I don't really understand.
Buckets. Indeed.
Scottie Pippen, Larry Bird.
Scottie
Just
Pippen.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Scottie
As soon as I
Pippen.
heard Devin say buckets, I knew exactly what it was.
Buckets.
That's got to be the funniest thing that's come out of that Wii Sports game.
Very possibly. No, don't play the game. Pick up the trash.
I'm sure you got into the Legacy of Kane games. Yeah, I did.
Oh, Blight's the reason I know about them and did it for behind schedule, because
Mm-hmm.
I love those.
I did. I never got to play Blood Omen, but after finding out it was like a top-down Diablo kind of game, which is fine. I don't really care for those all that much.
It was written by the same person, Amy Hennig.
Yeah, it's a good game and it has good dialogue. I've watched like the cutscene compilation, and I like the fact that I used to remember the voice actor's name, but the guy who does the voice of Kane did the voice of Kane back then, and it's still like the best thing about a lot of Legacy of Kane is the dialogue.
Dialogue is really good. Oh. Other
so
people play the games too. Look, there's someone playing.
I was so upset with Nosgoth. I needed them not to do that. Yeah.
That was a like an online game, a multiplayer focused or a multiplayer only. Like, it wasn't a MOBA, but it was something, right?
They wanted it to be a MOBA, and then it came out and it was something else.
Oh, they whiffed hard on that one then.
Yeah. They also were gonna reboot the series. There was a what happened on it. Man, if you thought Soul Reaver was well, you didn't think it was dull, but man,
I did not think it was dull.
The Soul Reaver reboot, they were gonna make Black Sun. Ugh.
Oh yeah,
I hate that was even conceptualized. Like, I would rather it had just been dead forever and not like, well, no, this is what killed it. We had an idea and they went no, and they wouldn't listen to us anymore. The first game is more like Zelda than Diablo. Yeah, I said Diablo, and the second I said that, I was like, that's not a good comparison.
Oh, is it more like Zelda? Oh, maybe I'll give that a shot.
Kind of. It's a point and click. You know what? Actually, why don't you look up that for behind schedule?
Yeah, because it looked like a Diablo game, and I'm not. Oh, I'm about to be crushed.
I'm thinking it looks like a Diablo game because of the two health bars kind of look like the health and potion model, but it doesn't really play like that. Stick shift is right.
Okay, well that's good to know, because I just looking at it was like, oh, this is a Diablo game.
Yeah, it's I wouldn't say it plays exactly like Zelda either. It's kind of its own thing, but it is more similar to Zelda than Diablo from what I saw. But I love the fact that the entire series stems from the end of the game has leaves Cain to make a choice of morality.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole game is like, well, if you choose the good path, the story stops there and who cares? We all know he chose the bad path where he stays a vampire. So here's 4 more games from that choice. I would put it like Darksiders, actually. Wait. We're hold on. I made a conclusion. Just some already had to do the pod. They can't cancel out. What?
Come to the conclusion that Jesse and Marty have to be as positive as they can, or as they are, to cancel out Yahtzee. Cancel out that negativity. We're team positive. Oop, dryer's done. Actually, team positive sounds like could be bad. We'll be team positivity. Oh yeah, Tunic on Switch. The Zelda game on the Zelda system.
There's something about Tunic. I want.
Have you played it?
No.
Me either.
And that's kind of the thing. Like, every time I see it, I'm always like kind of interested, but never enough to like want to try it. It's sort of like, I don't think it's gonna be bad, but I kind of like, I'll look at it and I'm like, I get it. I don't really need to play it. You know, I don't really know the proper term for that feeling. Where it's just like, it's like someone describes a party and it's like, that sounds fun. I don't really want to go, and I hope you guys have fun, like genuinely, but I'm cool. Okay, Pants, though. I gotta back up a second. You put it out there like Darksiders. Now, which one are we talking about? Because we're talking about Blood Omen, and I cannot agree that that's like Darksiders.
Or that Darksiders is like Zelda.
maybe.
Oh, I just got crushed.
Unless you're talking about like Soul Reaver, which I would say, yeah, that's more like Darksiders.
Why am I doing other people's laundry?
It's one of those laundromats that has like a drop-off service. I don't know if you've ever actually seen one of those.
I've never seen one of those.
Yeah, it's like, hey, you can come in and for around $5 of all the stuff, you can do like several loads, you know, $5 a quarters or whatever. Or for $30, you can drop off a load or two and come back and pick it up later.
Or two. We're not exact here.
That's whatever. It's like you can spend a decent amount of money and do it yourself, or you can spend a lot of money and not have to worry about it. Cain and Soul Reavers do temples need the power to progress. That's a lot of games. I wouldn't really call that like like that's like Darksiders, sure. Which in that case, that's also like Zelda, where it's like, hey, there's a piece of wood really far away, you can't get there yet, and then a couple temples later, you're like, now you got the hook shot, and now you know what that wood is for.
Alright, so I gotta put this money in the safe, and then I can do that thing that my sister said to do. That'll, like, upgrade the power outlets back here.
Yeah. And, no, that's your first expansion. You'll knock down the wall and have more space. And then the company will email you and be like, hey, we got more arcade cabinets in stock.
Oh,
and you can buy more of them. That's what happens. Your goal is to get all the arcade cabinets you can, then earn enough money to expand the store. Other things will happen, but yeah. Honey Money, yeah, that is what they were doing in Everything Everywhere All at Once. And I was thinking about that while playing this game a lot.
What were they doing at Everywhere All at Once?
They had a drop-off service.
Oh, okay.
I don't know where in town I've seen that before, but I have seen that as an offer. I think it was around UNCG. There was one where it was like, hey, college kid, do you not have time to sit around? We can do it for you, but it's for a lot of money that you probably don't have. Now, the best idea of business placement was the laundromat on Tate Street was right next to the Chinese food place. That was the best idea possible. It's like, well, I'm hungry and I've got laundry. I know exactly where I'm spending my money today.
Also, laundromat bars seem like good places.
Mm-hmm. Except the laundromat bar. I need to think this sentence through before I say it, because it sounds like I was like some sort of misfortuned orphan. But
oh boy, no, I want to hear the misfortuned orphan.
When I say I grew up around the corner from a laundromat bar. There was just one in our neighborhood, and I'm sure when it opened, it was a fine place.
But not anymore.
Well, now if you ever hear the sentence, there was a stabbing, you're surprised when it wasn't at Suds and Duds.
Oh no, I've done laundry there. Thankfully, I did not get stabbed.
Well, did you do it in the daytime?
I did.
When the bar wasn't full, then that's why.
Oh, okay.
Because it's like, not a ton of people choose to go there as their first choice. If you're going to go drinking, because it's like, at night when the bar is full, there's a lot of bars in that area.
Yeah, there are.
You're at Suds and Duds because the other places are full, and you're mad about it. I remember Suds and Duds also didn't get stabbed. Yeah, listen, I've been there too, and I didn't get stabbed. But nowadays, if there's a stabbing, it's probably there.
Fun fact. Oh, well, that worked out. I'm not sure how to get past this thing.
You need to have.
There it is.
There you go.
Okay, so I did
if
just
you
have to
press
beat more
X
of them.
next to your dog, he'll show you how much inventory you have.
Oh, okay.
So you need 5 orange stars, which you'll get those by beating the orange blobs.
Oh. Can't play this.
UK
Like,
has a stabbing problem.
gotta do the wash.
I feel like a lot of places have a stabbing problem because, man, there's a lot of sharp objects that you can just find in various forms. It makes me think of if anybody, Pants probably has, Jesse, you might have, and I'm sure other people in this chat may have. But did anyone watch the show Home Movies?
I have not. I'm pretty sure
Oh.
Pants has.
Yeah, but there's just a whole thing where when Brendan's going to a scared straight thing, they go. Coach McGurk is talking to like, oh, here's how you survive prison. You know, he's like, you can make shiv out of just about anything. Yeah, you can make shiv out of, eyeglasses, like plastic forks, like the tags in t-shirts because they're like a little bit harder than the material. It's just like listing off all this like crazy stuff you can make a knife out of. Yeah, Deebs is the other one I expected to have watched Home Movies because, man, if anybody, because Home Movies was fairly popular on Adult Swim, and if anybody has seen Frisky Dingo like Deebs has, like, I know you watched everything else.
Mondays, that's what I told my interviewer that he looked like Coach McGurk from Home Movies. That's a Home Movies, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the shoot, what's his name?
H. John Benjamin.
Yeah, H. John Benjamin. I always forget which order to say the names.
See, here's the funny thing about his name is I was a big Home Movies fan, and when the DVDs came out, there was a lot of like, commentary and stuff. And when you'd pick the commentary track, it showed the list of everyone who was in it. And the commentary track listed him as John H. Benjamin. So I was like, that's his name. Come to find out it's not. And I had like arguments about that because I was like, no, I know his name. And it's like, nope, not his name.
Yeah,
not my fault though. The official thing was wrong.
So it's H. John Benjamin, right?
Yeah, apparently.
But sometimes it's just John Benjamin.
Yeah. It's so funny if it's so funny to think about like a voice actor who was like in a mildly lesser known thing that you were a big fan of, and then everyone like they get popular, and then it's like the thing that they're known for, you kind of forget that that's them. It's like when I talk about like H. John Benjamin, usually it's like, oh, he's the guy who plays Archer, he's Bob's Burgers. And it's like, is he? It's like, oh yeah. I just never think about that because I'm always like, yeah, Coach McGurk, or I didn't watch a lot of Dr. Katz, but I know he's his son.
I have not watched Dr. Katz either.
This is the Jazz Daredevil. No, I have not.
Wait, what?
Pants has asked me and Deebs if we have heard, listened to Jazz Daredevil. I don't know what that is. But it does sound slightly familiar, so I may have talked to you about that before, Pants.
Is this closing? I'm not gonna make that load. Oh well. All right. Good night. shoot, is it 8:30? Oh, it's 8:40. Oh my gosh.
He hired a bunch of jazz musicians and played piano on the album, and he never played a piano before that album.
Oh, I saw a video of that.
Yeah, I think I have
making
heard of this.
that in the studio, and he's like, and the the musicians are like, what is happening?
Ashley, hello. Approved your proposal to convert the utility room and extend the King Laundry trading area.
Didn't Serge
More
Tankian
space,
have like
more
a
washing machines.
jazz album
It's a little obvious, but
or something?
hopefully by now you appreciate laundry's vital role in the community.
I think I remember hearing that. I never actually listened to the album, whoever it was. I do remember it being like, really?
Maybe this is your first step to owning your own business.
I don't remember who did it, but I know the album is called Jesus Christ.
That's pretty good.
I think it was Serge Tankian. Maybe. I have to look it up. Now I have to know.
All right, so I don't have to auto save. It's just everything's auto saved. I don't have to manually save.
Yeah, everything's auto save.
Okay.
Except when you end the game, you will end the day. So if there's something that you want to do, it won't matter because you're coming back from the save anyway. But if there's something that like you need to be finished, you should finish it before you leave.
He's went for ice cream.
Don't worry about that sign.
Oh.
That sign means nothing because you never unlock that door. You just knock the whole wall down.
Oh. And I do have new arcade options. Ooh, a jukebox.
Jazz-IZ-Christ is a debut solo album by Armenian American singer Serge Tankian. Who is, in case you don't know the name, is the frontman of System of a Down.
Oh, okay. That dude has a song in Metal Hellsinger, or the... I don't know if he's featured on it or if it's that band, but he does sing on that track.
It's just him, apparently.
Oh, okay.
That's one of the reasons I started paying attention to Metal Hellsinger, because I really like him and System of a Down. And I was like, cool.
Yeah.
Also, now that the review's up, how long had you been playing that?
I played it last week.
Just last week? Okay.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering, like, when I was talking about the demo, it's like, was Jesse playing it and just had to be silent the whole time?
I think when you talked about the demo, it was before. I don't remember how long ago that was, but I don't think I was playing it at the time.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Not unlike Electro Swing. I really like Electro Swing. I think it's great.
Electro Swing.
Yeah, Electro Swing.
That sounds like a genre that I have probably heard, but I can't think of what it might have been. You ever had a band that a friend liked that you were trying to convince yourself to like, and like went into them on your own? You're just like, I want to like this. I'm right on the edge of liking this, but I just can't get there.
Oh, I don't think I've ever gotten that close, but yeah.
That's where I fell when someone was telling me how much they like Steam Powered Giraffe. I was like, I'm so close to being into them, but I'm not there.
And that I'm actually familiar with them.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard of them.
I was like, I like the idea, but if I can only listen to them for not the equivalent of 3 songs, then I'm probably not a fan.
Yeah, that's very fair.
But I was a fan of the friend who liked them, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be in their car a lot. I should learn to like this. Otherwise, I'm gonna be miserable.
Yeah. That happens sometimes. You're like, well, I know I am gonna have to put up with this, so like try and appreciate it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works.
Yeah, especially when that music is your friend's band.
Ooh, that's
I
that's what got me to when someone told me they were in a band, I would go, okay, and then like vow to never listen to their music, because anytime I had to talk real with someone about their music, it never ended up well, and I didn't want to crush their feelings, and sometimes there were bad reactions, and I was just like, I'm just never going to listen to anything anyone that I know ever does, and that'll be my life.
I had a quickly looking around the room, um what is an excuse I can have to leave reaction when I found out. Now, again, I'm one of those people that if you like a genre of anything, that's great. Stadiums get filled with everything. Nothing sucks. It's just not for me.
Mhm.
However, I cannot listen to Screamo. I hate it. I've tried. There's not a single band I can get into. I found out though, very good friend of mine was had other really good friends, and they were really cool, and I really wanted to get to know them more. And uh, they're like, "Yeah, we got a band." I was like, "Oh yeah, come to a practice session." And then they started, and I was like, "Oh no!" And I was like, "What do I do?"
I can't stay here.
I know, it was like within 3 seconds, I was like, "Oh, this is a mistake." And I feel like I'm not the only person who's been in that situation before.
No, I've never done that with music. The shorter version of that is when someone's like, I gotta show you this YouTube video, and it starts, and you're immediately like, oh, I'm not a fan of this. I do not like this style of humor. How many minutes are left? 10?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It is nice when you are close enough with that person that you just be frank with them. Because I've never been. I don't like doing that to people usually.
Mm-hmm.
But I have been on the receiving end, and it was Guy actually, and I showed him a YouTube video, and he about halfway through he said, "Fuck you for showing this to me." And I was like, "Fair enough," and I turned it off.
That's a great reaction.
You know it means something coming from him.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Oh man. All right. Well, I have to go because I gotta go watch weeby anime stuff.
Yeah, you do that.
I will do that. I'm
gonna go play more of this on my own.
do it.
Or possibly the card game within Splatoon 3 with Deebs.
There's a card game in Splatoon 3?
Yeah, it's weird.
My Hero Macadamia? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, thanks for coming by, everybody.
Yeah, thanks everybody. I know they're doing Metal Gear. I'm gonna throw us over to Beard in the Hair for tonight. I assume everyone who's also watching Metal Gear is already there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go elsewhere. Point. But props to them for fishing up, and I think they start 4 soon.
They really are doing the whole thing, aren't they?
Yeah, they are still trucking. It's pretty cool. Good on them.
Has the Stockholm Syndrome on that storyline hit? Because it hit me.
I have no idea.
I only played 2 and some of 3, and but I have watched I think the total came to like 20 hours of cutscenes of the entire series to learn the story.
Wow.
And I enjoy it. It's a Kingdom Hearts level stupid, but I really like it.
It seems Kingdom Hearts level stupid but enjoyable.
it's one
I'm
of
into
those
it.
things where in Kingdom Hearts, I think it was advantageous for them to go. I don't care what you do in the game, but whatever happens in the next one, you better make that last one canon. There is no non-canon games. So it's like a writing challenge. Like, okay, everything we included, how does it make sense in the story? It doesn't,
Yeah.
but we're gonna add some rules that make it make sense. And it's like, there's no
Oh.
way. I thought we had already